Just like this first question that came from a nail professional in Toronto, Canada, who asked me to describe the many causes of white spots that appear on the nail plate. Well, it's true. There are many causes of these white spots on the nail plate, and that's creating a lot of confusion among nail professionals. So I'll discuss the most important of these and tell you how they can occur, and more importantly, of course, how to avoid them. Now, unfortunately, many nail professionals have been misled into thinking that nail surface damage is unavoidable, so they never learn how to avoid these problems. Instead, they just accept that nail surface damage is normal. Fortunately, it is not inevitable. Many clients wear these nail coatings without any kind of damage to their nails. But it is concerning that an alarming number of nail coating clients have moderate to severe nail damage. That's why I've been carefully monitoring, studying, and writing about these problems for many years now. There are three main types of white spots, or patches, associated with the nail plate. I'm going to talk about each one of them today. Type 1. These are the white spots that appear inside the nail plate. Now, in earlier episodes, I've discussed some of the really silly myths associated with these spots. These white spots are not caused by vitamin deficiencies or zinc deficiencies. This is just a marketing ploy used by some to sell their vitamins or supplements to unsuspecting people. Nor are they calcium deposits, and they're not air bubbles. White spots inside the nail plate are caused by minor injury to the nail matrix, which is located just beneath the eponychium. When minor damage occurs to this matrix area, the cells created in the nail matrix are undeveloped and released into the nail plate to become part of the nail plate. What I mean by that is the matrix creates nail cells that are immature and never fully develop. They stay round, white, and plump instead of normally flattening and compacting to become part of the nail plate. Now, once this injury is repaired, the nail cells will revert back to normal. Just banging your finger hard can be enough to cause this kind of damage. But when the nail matrix repairs itself and starts to make normal, healthy cells again, these normal cells will undergo their natural process, which causes them to lose their shape, become flattened, lose their color, and become transparent. Now they can pack together to create a more normal, healthy, strong nail plate. And it will also make these nail plates much more resistant to abrasion because these cells are harder. So you should know this, because if you try to file over one of these white spot areas, you can actually damage the nail plate or file too much because this area is too soft. So be careful, and tell your clients to be careful with their hands so they don't create them. Now, type 2. These are white spots that are found on the surface. And contrary to myths that many people believe, they are not caused by dryness or dehydration. Now, there are numerous ways to cause surface damage or white spots on the surface. I've watched many hundreds of nail technicians while they work, and most are either overfiling, or they're using hurried removal techniques, or they're improperly curing. This is not a small problem. Tens of thousands of nail technicians improperly perform these steps, and in doing so, they're creating a tremendous amount of nail damage that's pretty much unnecessary. Some were taught these damaging techniques by nail instructors who use old-fashioned techniques. Some schools and manufacturers are stuck in the past and continue to teach outdated techniques that are damaging the nail plate. Now, what makes these techniques outdated? Nail products are now designed to adhere better than ever before. Yet nail technicians haven't adapted well to this change. In combination with the requirement to remove nail coatings much more often than ever before, this is at the root of this issue. Instructing nail professionals to overfile the nail plate while applying products can weaken the surface and can cause the nail surface cells to be pulled from the nail plate when the coating is removed. Instructing them to file the nail plate after removing the product may hide this damage on the nail plate surface, and you might not see these white spots. But all this filing is causing the nail plate to thin and weaken. These schools and manufacturers should stop teaching nail professionals to overfile the nail plate. Many nail technicians will tell their clients to always treat their nails like jewels, not tools. Well, it's time the nail industry take this advice themselves and begin to treat all clients' nails like jewels and go a lot easier on the use of tools. Less is best when it comes to filing or scraping the nail plate. Also, too many manufacturers tell nail technicians what they want to hear and not really the facts. For instance, they claim that the coating will remove in 10 minutes. No, the coating doesn't always remove in 10 minutes. Perhaps it will remove this quickly if you apply the nail coating and take it off the same day. But if you wait 4 weeks, it might require up to 30 minutes. But some manufacturers don't tell their users this, and this causes confusion. Now, this may be because many nail technicians won't spend more than 20 minutes soaking the nail coating before the tools come out and the remaining of the coating is scraped away. That's just one of several issues at the heart of this problem. Here's another issue. Not everyone should wear artificial nail coatings. Even so, nail technicians often try to put artificial nail coatings on just about anyone who asks. If their nail plates are not suitable for nail coatings, you're not doing the client any favors by trying to make them work for them. Some clients are just not good candidates for these services and should not be wearing them. Nail technicians can also cause many problems when they use the incorrect nail lamp to cure their coatings. For instance, by using an LED-style UV nail lamp with products that are not specifically designed for LED-style UV nail lamps, nail technicians end up over-curing the nail coating, which just makes them even more difficult to remove. The same thing happens when the clients are allowed to go too long without removing and replacing nail coatings, especially if those nail coatings were designed to be removed every 2 weeks. The longer these nail coatings remain on the nail plate, the more difficult they will be to remove, unless, of course, the soaking time is extended. Nail companies are responsible for providing the necessary information that nail technicians need to perform their services properly and safely. So my recommendation is that all manufacturers should review their application and removal instructions to ensure their instructions are not overly damaging to the nail plate. I've seen many very damaging techniques taught by manufacturers' videos. For instance, I recently saw a video where a manufacturer demonstrated the use of a sharp blade for scraping the nail plate to prepare it, which is blatantly wrong to do, in my opinion. I also disagree with the notion that nail technicians should file the nail plate to remove the coating and then file to apply the coatings. Of course, some clients can and do cause these injuries themselves by picking or biting at their nails. And if a client actually jams their nail enhancement, this can lead to problems ranging from white spots and surface damage underneath the enhancement, and in extreme cases, it could even cause the nail plate to crack and bleed. This could cause some of the white spots nail technicians are seeing, but certainly not most of them. I'd suspect that the number of clients' self-induced damage is small when compared to the problems caused by improper application or improper removal. One thing is clear. It doesn't make a lot of sense to blame the products when so many are able to apply them successfully and wear them successfully without any problems. Every person who wears these nails and doesn't have a problem with surface damage is just more proof that these nail coatings can be worn without causing damage. Now, of course, this assumes that the client's nails are a good candidate for for at least that type of nail coating. Now, the third type of white spot is this. If a nail coating is applied and removed from the toenails and white spots appear, it could be related to any of the above explanations. However, the feet provide another common reason for white spots on the surface. This could be a type of fungal infection called WSO, which stands for white superficial onychomycosis. W is for white, but these infections can be a grayish color as well. The S stands for superficial, meaning it grows on the surface of the plate. And O is for onychomycosis, which is the medical term for any type of nail infection, fungal nail infection, I should say. Now, it's estimated that about 10% of all nail fungal infections are caused by WSO, which can be caused itself by one of 3 or 4 different kinds of fungal organisms. So it's not one kind of organism causes WSO. There are 4 different kinds of organisms found in the nail that can be causing these white spots. Now, typically these organisms infect the upper surface of the nail plate, and they have the appearance of white patches or islands, and they give the nail plate the look of being covered with white speckles or a powdery-looking patches or spots or streaks. WSO can become even more powdery looking as the infection worsens. And if it's untreated, these organisms can infect the deeper layers of the nail plate as well. The fuzzy appearance that creates the whitish layers can sometimes be easily filed away. But this file is not properly cleaned and disinfected, that infection can be transmitted to other nails. WSO nail infections are most commonly seen on the feet, but they do appear on the hands, so don't rule them out just because it's a hand and not a foot. They're more common on the feet simply because, like other fungal organisms, they prefer to grow in a warm, moist environment. When found underneath nail polish, they're frequently mistaken for dehydration. But they have nothing to do with the lack of moisture in the nail plate. In fact, they're more likely to be caused when the nail plate contains extra moisture. It's a myth that wearing nail polish or other coatings will dehydrate the nail plate. Actually, they do the opposite and increase the nail plate's moisture content by 5% or more, depending on the type of nail coating. You can learn more about these kind of WSO infections in episode 33, where I go into much more detail. So don't be misled by the many bogus explanations for these white spots. Armed with the facts, nail professionals can properly address these conditions when they occur, and of course you can provide your clients with the correct information.